Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman, Adventures with Rhiannon, Stardew Valley 1.5, Retired Slow Play number 43. And it is day 2 of fall and year number 2. Say good morning to our husband, Harvey. You can see we have 14 hearts with him now. That's the most you can have. And I want to remind you again that that's the only relationship those hearts can go down. The rest of the town will stay at whatever level that you're at. So once you get them there, you don't have to continually be maintaining them. At least that's the way it worked last time I played. Hopefully that has not changed. So everything's looking very fallish this morning, and you can see that we now have a second shed that has been built. So I'm so excited about that and getting organized. And you can see our first shed has seeds and fruits and vegetables, seeds and our produce that we've created. And just checking Piglet, he's still becoming more and more useful as a piggy bank, and that's what we're going to use him for. So we're not doing too bad. We have 8,200 after that second large purchase, and so we're doing pretty good here. I can see that for some reason I haven't had any new baby cows, goats, or pigs born, and so I think I remember that happening too in a previous plays that I did, and it seems like it takes a while for them to finally start producing their own animals. So we'll see. I'm really anxious for that to happen, but we only have 3 animals in the large barn, and we have 12 animals in the coop. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of weeds and stuff that are in the way. That happens every new season until you get a special item that makes that not happen anymore. That's going to take a very long time. So each new season, except for winter, we'll need to go around and do a cleanup so that we have stuff that's not in our way, so that trees can grow where you want them to grow, grass can grow where you want it to grow. So just kind of keep that in mind. So at this time, the incubator has nothing in it, and we're going to hang on to Vader for a while. As I mentioned when he showed up, that I just want him for a while until we start getting some void eggs, because we didn't have any except the one. So I wanted to incubate it, get some void eggs, and then he can go away. I don't need a void chicken. There's nothing I need it for. And I don't. We'll compare the mayonnaise. We'll do that because I can't remember about the mayonnaise. So look at our beautiful crops. Look at that grass that's grown right up to the edge of the walkways. So that's another reason to have walkways. So we've collected everything and popping it in our shipping bin, so that'll keep our monies going. And I love it when we get the iridium quality wool. That brings us a good amount of money, so we love that. And we're going to go in our new shed, and hello, new shed, same size as the other one. This is our seed shed. What I was doing in here is saying, okay, I've got some preserve jars that are ready, and I started to grab the melons to go refill those preserve jars, and then I thought about that for a minute. It's like, wait a minute, because I'm going to be moving things around, and so anyway, I also noticed there's a couple of weeds in the way. That happens again at the first of the season, and so look at that. I stopped myself and thought, oh, wait a minute. So we want to move them, but we want to wait until they're empty to move them. And so how you move them is you hit them with an axe, and it pops them into your inventory there. So those we can move. We got 2 more. So I was, deciding, which one am I going to do first, preserve jars or kegs? And I've decided to do the preserve jars first. And there will be another shed that'll be full of kegs. But preserve jars, we can make them more easily. We have more resources to make them. And so we're going to eventually fill this shed with preserve jars. And what I do for both the preserve jars and the keg sheds is I put one keg outside, and then the other kegs obviously inside. I fill them all at the same time. So when that outside keg shows something ready, what it's, it's ready to go, that tells me that everything else inside is ready to be pulled out as well. And that's how I keep myself organized. So you see me put one in there. It's like, okay, is that where I want that particular keg? And I think, maybe, I don't know. Let's see here. We also have to make a sign. Yeah, I'm going to put it over there because it looks more organized, and I can put stone things. It's like, okay, I was so excited. It's like I'm really getting myself baffled. It's like, okay, there we go, get that thing going. So now you can see that thing is working its magic with the jellies, and when the ones inside are done, that one will be done at the same time, and I can run in there and grab everything. In the meantime, I can completely ignore it. So we're just putting our pathways here to make it easier. Again, when you're walking on pathways, you're going faster than you are than walking on dirt, and definitely faster than walking through the grass. So we'll be doing a lot more pathways and continue to get more organized as we go. I'm going to make a sign for out front. I mean, technically, I don't need one. It's preserve jars, but I like the look of it. Again, to me, it's an organizational thing and a visual thing. I just like the way it looks. It makes me look more organized. So obviously there's only one sign on this one because we have the preserve jar on the other. You take a preserve jar, click on it, and it shows jar. So it says, okay, here's my preserve shed. So, and again, you don't lose the item that you use to click on the sign, and you can change it at any time. So those are cool. I love the signs in this game. It really helps me be more organized, or at least look more organized. I know when I had a real garden that I used to put little signs in the rows to tell what the items were that I had planted. So I was looking at the preserve jars. You need wood, stone, and coal to make preserve jars. And so we can make a few. We've got plenty of stone, and our wood's pretty good, and coal, so we can make some. It's okay. Well, eventually we're going to fill this shed with preserve jars. Now right now we don't really have enough produce to keep this thing full and producing, not even close, but that's okay. Eventually we will, so we'll just make a few as we go along, and keep putting stuff in them as we go along. So it just takes a little bit of time. We'll make 2 more preserve jars, and we'll put a couple of melons in there. And if you do it on the same day, because it's still the same working day, it should be okay. They should be done on the same time. So I want to make sure that I have a good pathway. So I will put some on the left, some on the right, and when I come right straight in the door, there should be a pathway. And then there'll be a space on either side or on behind it. So you'll see how it all pans out as we work on completing and filling that shed up. So I was so excited to get to that point. And I'm looking at everything going, man, this is looking pretty good. We have a lot more to do, but this is looking pretty good so far. As it was in my my plan to get to this point. Checking our hay, it's not full, but that's okay. I was also trying to decide, I know I need another silo, and I have a different place that I want my silos eventually. I'm just not sure. I'm just not 100% sure. What do we get? Oh, a chicken statue. I just wasn't sure this first year if I want to completely move them, or if I want to just make do and just go ahead and build one more right behind where the other one is. So I haven't decided yet, but we're not there yet either, because I need to, I want to do another shed, and it's going to be the keg shed, and that will happen when we have enough money, and all of these, I've been able to move those preserve jars out and move those kegs. You can see that our resources, we're using them, so that's why I've been kind of saving them all along, because I knew that we're going to need them eventually, and we'll always need resources. But thankfully, trees continue to grow and stones come back. And so I had those 4 stones, so I thought I'll just make a few more walking spots, because I know I'm going to use them. And as I've said before, this cobblestone path, I like the look of it. I don't love the look of it. And so when I'm able to make the other path that we're going to use, then I'll switch it out. If you'd like to see what that other path is going to look like, if this is the first episode that you've watched of my series here, you can go to my playlist, and I have a section for reviewing initial gameplay and reviewing games. And there is a review of Stardew Valley. Well, look what Piglet did. Piglet's afraid that Piglet's going to go away, so Piglet made extra truffles today. So thank you, Piglet. So going back to my review, there is in that review a screenshot of my 11-year farm, and it kind of shows what our plans are, more or less. I'm going to follow that pretty well. I reviewed a lot of other farm showcases on the amazing forums, which there is a link to that in my description of my videos, and it will really show you the forums showcase is amazing. It shows all the different people, show all different kind of farm layouts and their plans of what they've done, and it's just amazing screenshots. So I've taken a look at that over the years and kind of saying, well, like this and this and this. So I have kind of designed my other farm around all of those ideas. So I took another look at some other images and other views, and I'm thinking that I still like my layout. I still like the way my layout is currently set. And I'm looking at also these scarecrows. It's like, I don't know. They cover a certain area, and because I don't have mods, it doesn't tell me the certain area, and I don't have enough. I think I have enough scarecrows. I don't see any of my plants being carried off by the crows. If you don't have scarecrows, though, you definitely will. I did notice there was an open spot, so I decided to go grab a seed for that. And let's do a deluxe speed grow to make it hurry up and catch up with the other ones from the previous day. So I don't know if something grabbed it. I don't know if I missed it. It either is possible. It could have been a scarecrow, but I don't think so, because we're right in. I'm certain that the area that I put the scarecrow would have scared them off. So generally, I don't have problems with scarecrows because I use so many. And right now, you can see there's 3 rare crows down below. I think there's a total of 8. And eventually we'll have them all. Collecting them is kind of a completion game thing, and you get a special item if you collect them all. So that's something to look forward to. If you haven't watched any of my episodes before, you know that I'm trying very hard not to give spoilers. So as I'm doing things, you're going to see things happen, obviously, but upcoming things, special events, special anything, I just kind of give a teaser about it and try not to talk about it anymore, because I'd like for you to experience it as it's happening, either while you're playing or while you're watching my playthrough. And I'm just doing a little extra cleanup. I want to get these trees out of my way so I can see the fence line. A lot of times the pigs will lay or find the truffles right along those fence lines, and you can't see them. Sometimes they're right outside the fenced area. So that's something else I'm going to do, is put down walkways all along that fenced area so that trees won't grow on it, so that I don't get rocks and logs or anything else that kind of grows on it. It's gonna see, I should be walking right on the path. I'd be walking faster. So anyway, I'm just doing some more cleanup, more organization. I do want to get some more stones down and collecting those resources. I've got an awful lot of sap, and I know I use it eventually, but I mean I've got almost over 2,000 sap right now, and I don't know. I sometimes there's certain things that I keep like that, and I end up using it, and then there's certain things I keep like that, and eventually I figure out what would I have used it for, and I say, okay, I would not have used this for anything, so there's no need to keep so much of it. So we're putting down our walkways right along the fence line, finally. No, don't run out. get to the end here. So again, this is all going to be a little bit different later on, but for now, this is how I like to start. You saw, if anybody's watched early episodes where we first put up our barn and coop, you can see how small that area was, and then we enlarged it because we have so many more animals that are eating the stuff. The grass. I like to do grass for my animals. I've read that it makes them happier. So I like fresh grass. So it's kind of like how real farmers used to do their animals. They would put them in a certain field, and then they would rotate them into another field once they had ate that grass down and give the other grass a chance to grow. That's kind of the concept that I use, to let them have fresh grass all the time. So, and the 3 seasons. In the wintertime, there's no choice. They will not come out of the building even if you leave the door open. But for role-playing purposes, in the wintertime, I close the door, and each of the coop and the barn have heaters, so it keeps them nice and warm. And that's how I like to treat my animals. I treat them well. That's what a good farmer would do, right? Take good care of their animals. And in this case of this particular game, if you treat them well, then they like you better and they give you higher quality products. So I'm keeping the tree seeds. You can see the 4 different trees there. So I'm hanging on to those until I decide what I want to propagate myself. You can see there that there is tree fertilizer. It takes fiber and stone. So eventually when we grow our trees, then we'll do the tree fertilizer so it makes them grow faster. And so I was just checking that. It's getting a little late. It's 10:20 p.m. and it's pretty dark, as you can see, and I can't see the screen very well at dark, and it makes sense for me for a farmer to go to bed at dark. Oh, and look at this. What is Harvey up to? My goodness. Something needs salt. Oh, I don't know about this. Is Harvey a cook? It's burning. Oh my gosh, what the heck are you doing, Harvey? Yeah, look at this, and he's like, He's thinking about it. A little bit of this. This is so cute. It's like, okay. What's he up to? Some of this. He's got something going on. Silly Harvey. Presto! Oh my gosh, and then I come in. That shows me coming in there. You're right on time, Rhiannon. Let me set the table. Okay. And he apparently sets the table. And this took a minute, and I thought, what the heck? I wasn't sure what was going on. I didn't remember this. Look at this. He set a lovely table right in front of the fireplace. You've been working so hard on the farm, I wanted to make you a special dinner. Well, that's sweet. Thank you. It's my very own angel hair primavera pasta with clams. Okay. In real life, I hate clams. So what am I going to say to him, though? I mean, in this world, of course, it tastes heavenly. Thank you, Harvey. Heavenly? Oh, that must be the angel hair. I'm glad you liked it. You deserve the best. Oh my gosh, what a sweet guy. So tell me about your day. Oh, that's so sweet. Not only did he cook dinner, it's like, okay, what did we do? Well, we really did tend the farm all day. I wonder what I said if I didn't do anything. Yes, you can still see the dirt in your hair. I really appreciate all the hard work you do, honey. Oh, that's so sweet. Phew, I'm stuffed. That was great. So he's complimenting himself. And we agree, of course. I'll take care of the dishes. Oh my gosh. So he cooked my food and gave me compliments, says he'll take care of the dishes. Don't feel bad. I like to do nice things for you. It makes me happy. Well, that's wonderful. Well, in a healthy real-life relationship, that's how it is. I know I don't say this a lot, but marrying you was the best thing that ever happened to me. So, oh, that's so sweet. So in a real-life relationship, those are all really true things. So that's so nice. That was a result of the 14 heart, I think, of the 14 heart relationship level. So now let's see what we got for our goodies that we put in our shipping bin. Look at all that. Oh my goodness. We're kind of going to miss the truffle oil. $74.54 for that, for all our stuff. And then That is amazing. So that helps us a lot. Let's see where we are. Day 3, fall of year 2. We're up over 15,000 again. So that is fabulous. And say good morning. Oh, and he also made us breakfast. Oh my gosh, it can't just get any better than that. That is so awesome. That's one reason. I don't know about the other potential spouses, but I sure enjoy Harvey and his sweetness and the things that he does to help make life easier on the farm. I know that he's not a popular one for a lot of people because I see it on the forums. People making comment, who's your favorite spouse? And Harvey's never listed on there. And so I always jump in and say, oh my gosh, are you kidding? Harvey's like the best. Now let's don't milk the cat. That won't work. I said, I tell people, he's my favorite. He's only my second one. I haven't married everybody. But he's the only one that doesn't seem like he's a teenager, which just feels ridiculously wrong. Because nobody ages. That's one of the things about Stardew Valley is you can live to be 100 years old if you want to run your farm that long because you don't age. So we're just doing pretty good here. We're going to check and see if Nanny has any milk. And I can't seem to get in the right position sometimes. You can stand beside them, in front of them, behind. Ugh. It's like, why don't you guys get out of my way? I think I'll just run around and give everybody a quick pet while you guys are not standing on top of each other. There we go. Nanny has no milk anyway. Oh well. Oh my goodness. So just making sure everybody, there's Thumper. I'm not creative with my name, so anyway. Okay, we're going to go put our milk in the mayonnaise machine. No, I'm sorry, our cheese maker. And we're going to grab another truffle that we had and put the truffle oil in. So as long as we've got Piglet, we'll take advantage of those truffles. And I was double checking to make sure that I had petted everyone because I thought I had missed some people. Let's double check our tree. How's it going? It's looking pretty good up there. Not a full grown tree yet. We get our full grown tree, it'll give us apples. We only need 3 apples of the same quality to finish our community center. I'm so excited for that. Just going to put away our stuff we're not using right now. Going to put our truffle oil in there. That's all we've got to offer today. That's 1,000. So we'll see. Now there's more stuff. You can see our pickles are ready. Our ale is ready. So this is awesome. All right, we can now move these two. We can move all of it actually because we need to make room for our next shed. That's going to be used for our kegs. So how exciting is that? So because I moved them, I brought them in here. Now I don't want to fill them because they will be off schedule with the rest of them. So it didn't make sense to fill them at this time. We'll just wait until the other ones are done, and then that way we're on schedule. Because I hate it when you have to check it every day. It's a waste of time. If you fill them all at once, then you don't have to check. Look at that oak resin. That's oak resin is the reason why we don't have more kegs, because I've never done what I said I was going to do, which was plant a bunch of oak trees. And that is my fault. That's totally my fault. So I just keep saying it and then I get off track. So, but, just so that you guys know, I do have a grand master plan of this playthrough and what I'm going to show you and the way that I play. And it is my plan to eventually have 100% completion. And there will be a way that we'll know that. And again, that's just a teaser. I'm not going to tell you. What I'm looking for is more oak trees and seeing where they were. And if I want to tap any of them to see if we can get some oak out of it. And walking around in this grass going, oh my gosh. And I saw some of my corn was ready. Like, okay, let's just grab the corn. That corn will continue to grow. We planted it in the beginning of summer, and it continues to grow through the end of fall. So you get 2 seasons out of your corn, which is cool. And I accidentally I always put the corn in the summer one, and I forget it half the time. I'll walk over here and go, oh my gosh, I forgot. Where is it? So, and I think what we're going to do, I'm pretty sure that between the time, the ale does make up pretty fast, But I think from the time that we start building our next shed, or have Robin start building our next shed, that we should be able to produce the 3 ales. And I don't want to lose the production time on it, because we've got we need money, because we're obviously spending all of our money. Every time we get the money, it's out the window it goes. So I thought, you know what, let's just put these on the edge here. They won't be in the way of building the next building. So that's why I moved them and went ahead and put the hops in there to give us our pale ale, which I think we're doing 1,000 per, so it's 3,000 right there. So we wouldn't want to lose that time. And so it's time to go have another little chat with Robin. And as you can see, we need a lot of wood in this game. So chopping wood is okay. I do not like buying wood. I do not like buying stone or coal or any other resources. I know a lot of people are exactly the opposite. I've seen playthroughs where people buy all of those resources because of time. Not me. I would rather take my time and do it myself, be self-sufficient. So that is why that I'll have to spend time chopping more trees if I need wood. I'll have to wait until I get what I need. So that is the reason for how I'm doing it. It's important to me to be able to be self-sufficient. And that's the reason for growing all these vegetables and things and fruits, and getting the fruit trees eventually, so that I am producing everything myself. I call it a fully running, successful, self-sufficient farm. That's what I call my goal. That was my initial goal always. And we're gonna have a little chat here. And I will tell you how my goal changed. Hi, Rhiannon. I was just cleaning some dust off my saw. Okay. Have you ever made anything out of wood? Well, yes, I certainly have. Great. Then this blueprint should be a piece of cake for you. Okay, I think we've become good enough friends that I can trust you with my carpentry secrets. Here, let me show you the blueprints. She goes over there, she comes back. Learned how to craft flute block and drum block. You can use these to get creative on your farm. It feels good to be able to decorate your house with things you've made yourself. Awesome. So because we become better friends with her, she able to give us some blueprints for a couple things. So we're like, okay, let's go say hello and give her a gift. Hey there. And so we're working on our relationship. And we're going to give her a wild plum. Hopefully she likes it. Oh, good. She does. And let's see where we're at with her. All right. 2 more hearts to go on our goal with Robin. So now let's get down to business. We want to construct farm buildings, and we scroll through, and I don't want to go with big shed yet. We'll stay with the small ones for now, but we want to get that shed, 15,000 gold and 300 wood. And we're going to build it next to the other one. You can see that you can only put it in places that are completely open. And again, what I was doing was looking at my old farm screenshot and saying, okay, was it right next to it, or is it right here where I could walk in between it? And that was my answer. And she'll say she'll start first thing tomorrow morning. And how much? We have 1,512 gold. So, okay. And but you've seen it goes up really quickly. Because we're producing things, more eggs, more mayonnaise machines, more everything. So, hello, Demetrius, our dear good friend. It's nice to have company. Sorry, I'm leaving you. Oh my goodness. So what I had been thinking is that we really do need a bunch more wood, stone, all kinds of stuff. And we're best to get it at this point. We can get it on our farm, but we can get it here, and you never know when we're going to get another one of those amazing iridium ore nodes that we ended up with 2 prismatic shards. So that was what drew me back here. Plus I want the stone, because we're using stone to build our pathways at this time. So we need more of that. Plus it's a good place to get ore. So right there is a iron ore. And so look at that, 2 hits, no monsters, and we get the ore. So it gives us good resources. I had not been here since we got the prismatic shards, and so I thought, yeah, I'll come back here. Plus we need the wood and the stone, and it doesn't look like there's anything super special here. I'm going to leave those little trees growing because they grow into big trees. But we did get an aquamarine, and that's cool. And there is an artifact spot there, so we'll see if it gives us something new. I think there's a jade up there, I'm not sure. And that gives us mixed seeds, which that's fine. You know, those are going to be resources that we actually need down the road. So we're going to hang on to those. And again, we'll see. Got a ruby. So oh, and a secret note. What's this one? You have to put it in your upper inventory so you can see it, and I'm moving other stuff down just to kind of make room. I love it when new things pop into my pack and I can actually see it. And let's see. Things I love. So this Abigail is telling us things she loves. This is our nemesis. She loves chocolate cake. We've got 5 chocolate cakes in the refrigerator. So now we know how to make friends with Abigail. The reason why I call her my nemesis is that, first off, I gave her 2 or 3 hated gifts in a row. Look at our relationship with poor Abigail. But that list she just gave us told us what she loves. So those secret notes are really important for things like that, especially if you're working on eventually becoming best friends with the entire town. And that is a goal that we have eventually. Right now we're working on 8 heart relationships with at least 5, if not 10 people before the end of the year. And we have got 25 days to do that. So we'll be working on that. That is a goal that I have set for myself. Again, I set certain goals for myself, and that is one of them. To me, it keeps me playing. It keeps me engaged. It gives me a sense of accomplishment. When I hit those goals, like when the community center is done. The reason why I moved around like that, depending upon which side you're standing on of a tree that you're chopping, that's the way the wood pieces fly. And if you do it the wrong way, they can fly into the water if you're along the edge of the lake. So that was the reason for that. I thought I was standing on top of that, and more mixed seeds, so that's perfectly fine. So we cleaned this out and got ourselves some resources. So that's a good thing. It is fall, so we're harvesting those forgeable items. That was a hazelnut. So always pick those things up. As I've said many times in many of my previous episodes, Stardew Valley has created hoarders of us all. We definitely hoard things. As far as these minerals, I'll keep the earth crystals. Everything else I'll keep like 5 of. Everything else gets sold. So putting away the resources that we just gathered, so awesome on that. We've got quite a few seeds and mushrooms. And I thought, okay, let's gather up. We don't have any more of our pathways created. So we had gotten some extra stone. I grabbed it and thought, well, let's make some more real quick and see where we're going to put those. And you can see that's where our next shed is going to go. In case you haven't seen previous episodes or you have not played Stardew Valley, you can move buildings, and now as of version 1.5, you can also move the greenhouse. So let's say that I do go ahead and build that silo where the current one is and put one next to it. That's not my eventual place that I want to keep them. I can come along and go up to see Robin. As long as the way is clear, I can have her move them, and it costs nothing to move buildings. So you just make sure the area is clear that you're moving it to, and tell her you want to move, and that's what happens. So I'm putting walkways in between these 2 sheds, as you can see, and that will keep anything from growing there, and it can more easier to get around. I also put them along the back of the buildings, right along the edge, because again, you get like stones and logs that pop up there in the next season and you can't get through. So that's another reason I like to put the pathways. And I'm going to reorganize this a little bit. My little, I don't know what you call this area, the ore bars station with the charcoal kiln and the furnaces. I want to clean that up a little bit so that so I do have a walkway here, and so we'll get to that after that next building. Let's see, we got two. Okay, we're doing good. We don't want to cut down too much more grass, because if we're going to do another shed or another silo, we need to fill it up. And it is my goal to have that second silo built and filled before the end of winter. So it's not a huge rush. We obviously need more money, and we'll get more money, no big deal. I mean, as you can see, it comes through regularly. So right now we've got this chest sitting here. It is going to be moved. It's just I haven't done it yet. I haven't decided where yet, and I have to empty everything out. But supposedly you can move full chests, and I just haven't gotten around to looking that up and doing it, but I will. I want to show that mechanism, which is new. That's new with 1.5, that you can move a full chest as opposed to having to empty everything out and then, replace everything, which is just kind of time consuming and a pain in the neck, especially when you don't have all of your inventory spots open. Like I've only got 2 rows because it costs money, and I don't want to spend that money because you can see what we've been spending it on. So I keep looking at the sad keg. It's like, oh my gosh, I need oak resin. I need lots of oak resin. Oh my goodness. I hate it when I have plans and I talk about it and then I forget about it. So we do have 1 tree tapper already. So I thought, you know what? And it's dark here and I can't really see. If I go down and say, okay, what tree has the oak resin? It's the one that has kind of gold leaves, but not the big fat ones. So I'm looking around in the dark saying, where is there a tree like that? And I found one over here. So I thought, okay, let's clear this area out here and put this on there. At least we've got 2 oak trees tapped. That's better than none or 1. So it's like, oh my goodness, I shouldn't have even be doing this. I'm just trying to clear the way so I can see better. And there is another one there. It's like, let's just chop this tree down while we're standing here. We need the wood. That's okay, because we are going to be building a lot of kegs and a lot of preserve jars. So all of that takes wood, and we'll get there. But your farm is a great place to start getting those resources. Eventually, you won't have the farm for resources. You can go up to the quarry, and there's lots of places that have trees you can chop down. South of our farm, there's all that area down there has tons of trees. Even up by the bus that goes to the desert, you can chop those trees down. So there's lots of places to get it. It's just so much easier being right here on the farm. Look how much faster I'm walking on my pathway. Then I noticed, it's already after 11. Let's put our stuff in our resources in our resource container. Seeds go in the seed and produce sheds. Look how organized we are. Look at us. To me, once I get organized like this, I'm so much more productive. And I don't even think about it, and I don't think twice about where things are, because they are just there. And oh my gosh, look how long it has been since we came into the bat cave. No apples, unfortunately. I was hoping maybe we can get 2 more. Not such luck. We are going to have to wait for that tree to mature and give us the apples. But we've got all of this season and all of winter to get 3 apples, and I'm pretty confident that's going to happen. So we're putting away our forageables. The salmon berries are springtime, and so we know those go there. And again, salmon berries are just, I don't know if those are good gifts or not. And the value of getting them processed in our kegs in the preserve jars, it's really low. So what I did last time, once I had over 100, I put 100 of them in the shipping bin. So we'll see. And look at this, level 10 forager. Lumberjack, all trees have a chance to drop hardwood, and a tapper, syrups are worth 25 more. So I really debated this for a little bit. I do sell the syrups over, especially not the oak resin one, but a chance to drop hardwood, that just seemed like a much better, I think, a much better choice for me. While I do sell those, not that much. And I don't remember that being an option. It's been so long since I got to that level again. This is only the second time. I don't know. I think I like the hardwood idea. 2,300, not a ton, but that's okay. We'll get there. So that's why I made that choice. And I was really happy to see that I had gotten to that level already. I would really like to be level 10 of all skills before the end of the year. That would be really a nice thing. It would help us with a particular goal that we have. But I don't know if we'll make it or not. We'll see. I haven't really checked to see where our other skills are, but we're getting up there on everything. So as you can see, I'm leaving my stuff in my bag, all of the stuff for the farm or resources or whatever. I'm leaving them in there for now. Petted our kitty. Check that. Okay, we're back up to 240. And let's go check our other animals. You can see the leaves flying through the air, and it's just very fallish. For people who love fall, this is a wonderful thing. Where are we at? We are at 16,000 with Piglet. Buddy, you better start producing because you are now a very handy piggy bank. So we paid 16,000 for him. So if we get that last heart, he's going to be worth a lot more to us. For him to go find another home. There's Vader, who's now a month old. So Vader is no longer a baby. That means Vader can produce eggs. And excuse me, Piglet, get out of the way. See, he's got a heart and a half to go. And so we'll see how much he's worth. It's like, oh yeah, maybe I should milk our goat and cow since I had come down here. So, oopsie. Sometimes I get off my mindless chores. I get out of order and I forget what I'm doing. So that's not a good thing. So I have to go back and catch up. It's like, what the heck? I see no truffles. And oh my goodness, look at all of this stuff. Dinosaur eggs, duck feathers, and a void egg. There we go. That is why we have Vader. So we'll get a few eggs. Oh, there's another egg. That's, I guess it didn't come in here yesterday. Oh my goodness. So we'll get a few eggs stocked up, and then we'll go ahead and go ahead and sell Vader. But we'll wait till the relationship is up higher. We'll go ahead and check out how much the mayonnaise is for the void eggs. And so here I'm doing all, look at that, I have too many. Whoops. I have 4 eggs instead of 3 eggs. I only have the 3 machines. It's like, what the heck am I doing? Put that away. So anyway, we'll check that mayonnaise and see how much we get for it. We know how much we're getting for dinosaur mayonnaise. It's over 900. So we'll see how much. I can't remember how much the void mayonnaise is for. I'm pretty confident dinosaur mayonnaise is worth more, in which case Vader can find a new home and we will get another baby dinosaur. So I've mentioned before in previous episodes, I get really sad when our coops and barns are full and we don't get any new animals. It's kind of sad. I mean, I could sell one and create new animals, but what's the point of doing that? I don't see the point of doing that. So it's kind of a bummer when they're full and you don't get that excitement of a new baby animal on the farm. So I wanted to come down here and see what do we got. We've got corn coming out our ears. No pun intended. That was totally by accident. I didn't mean to click on New Scarecrow. I'm trying to see if there's a corn right behind that particular stalk. So, nope. Okay. We've got all of our corn picked. We don't have anything else ready. It's day 4 of fall in our year number 2. So, let's see if I remember this time. And I do. Like I said, it's 50-50 on if I remember or not which either the summer or the fall. Yeah, let's see what else we got going on today. We got Robin working away on our new shed. We've got, oh yeah, we had gotten some bug meat that we had not processed into bait. So let's get that done. They got these bug states, but those are for eating. I'd rather use it for bug or for a bait for our fishing rod. So where is my fishing rod? Maybe it's in the fishing chest, do you think? It had no bait on it whatsoever. So we've got our bait. We probably ought to make another cork bobber. It's right there. Sometimes, whenever, this is something weird about the inventory. When you get new recipes to make new things, it kind of moves stuff around on that screen that shows what you can make. And so that's what had happened. It's like, okay, I remember it was on the second page on the left-hand side. So that's why that happened. It's because I got to make 2 new things, and they come in a certain order. So there had been, a spot there for it, but when it went, like those 2 things that Robin gave us recipes for, they popped in and they were before it, so it kind of shoved the cork down another way. So that's what happened. I had to go find out where is it now. So that happens until you have all recipes of all things that you can craft. So anyway, back to the story. We are going to go fishing, obviously, and tomorrow is Elliot's birthday, so hopefully we'll remember that. Help wanted. He wants, what does he want? A largemouth bass for Mr. Wizard. So I thought, well, do I want to go find a largemouth bass? Yeah, maybe if we'll find one fishing today, we will go back and get that quest. So we'll see. So in the meantime, we're going to go fishing. And again, we picked up that hazelnut as we were foraging or walking along. We want to try to get those if we can. Anything that we can forage. Because one way or the other, it's going to make us money. So it's been a while since we've been down to the beach. So I thought maybe, now what's that? Oh, it's an anchor. We already had one for Gunther. So I thought maybe we should come down here and get the forgeable items. Look at those 3 clams that we can pop into our shipping bin. And we want to keep some of them. I think I've only got like 1 or 2, but that's okay. I want the money right now, because you can see we only have 3,800. And that's, again, the reason for the fishing today. It's like, let's get some money, because you can see how many thousands we can get depending upon the fish that we catch. So let's fish. So I thought, we're here. Just throw all of that down on the bottom row and let's start fishing. Glad to get the coral as much as we can gather and get our fishing rod. And you can see I'm getting better and better about using my mouse wheel to go through my top line inventory. So thank you for that suggestion, guys. Really appreciate that. And seaweed. Okay. Boring. Give us fish. We want fish. High quality iridium fish. And more seaweed. So obviously that's not working out very well. Let's see if we can get something better. It's like, oh, a hit. There we go. All right, now we're really fishing. And he's not moving around very much, so it must be a really common fish. And it is an anchovy. But it's an iridium quality anchovy. So that's really, really good. That's what we're shooting for. Anything with iridium quality is a good thing, because that's the most money you could get for whatever it is. And oh, look at that. We got a sea cucumber, iridium quality sea cucumber, no less. So that was very good. I thought, okay, we're in a good fishing spot. So I don't know that it makes any difference where you fish or move in spots, but I have a thing. If I catch, 4 pieces of junk or whatever, I'll move, because it's just, I'm wasting money. And another iridium quality anchovy. So we're okay. This is a pretty good spot. And I really messed up that cast, so my bad on that. So again, in case you haven't watched the episode before, I do have like a little twitch in my finger sometimes. And sometimes I'll hear a sound like a bird chirping, or I'll hear something in the house. And iridium quality tilapia, fantastic. I'll hear a sound and it'll twitch my finger, and it ends up making me pull my bobber in, which I hate because it wastes bait and it wastes use of my bobber. But, it is what it is. It's okay. What do we got? Another one. Oh my gosh, we've got 3 iridium quality anchovies. And okay, the seaweed, blah blah blah. But look at all that. So what we've caught so far, all of it's iridium quality. So that's fantastic. And I'm not sure what plays into that. I don't know if it's luck. I don't know if it's my skill. I don't know if it's a combination thereof. But it works for me. And here is another, oh, it's a gold star, but that's okay. And a piece of bait. So, okay, we immediately just put the bait right on there. We got 77 bait. So we're doing pretty good with that. Again, we got our bait from our bug meat that we collected from the mine. So more and more and more. In the wintertime, I've had seen someone talking about the wintertime on the forums, and they were saying that they had never played the game past the winter, or that they get bored. And I'm thinking, okay, that is a great time for, since you don't have to do anything on your farm because nothing is growing except in the greenhouse, it's a good time to do a number of things, including if you're going to move buildings around and stuff. It's a great time to clear your farm. It's for those kinds of things, but it's also a great time for gathering resources, like going to the mine and getting bug meat, for instance, or ores if you're low on a certain kind of ore. It's a great time to do all of that. Plus, you can fish. You have all this time, or you don't have to pay any attention to anything going on the farm, except your animals, of course. You can check on them every day. And they're easy to do because they're all inside the buildings because they don't go outside in the wintertime. So to me, it's a great time to do all kinds of things and do like catch-up stuff. That's kind of how I look at it. And you've got 28 days to do it. So, and there's also events. There's at least one, I think maybe 2 events in the wintertime. So that's kind of cool. One of them is really kind of fun. So we'll see. I think there's lots of things we can do in the wintertime. You'll be seeing the second winter here coming up in 24 days, or 25 days actually. So we're doing pretty good so far. We got a few gold star, and it's another gold star sardine is what we're catching. And gold star is okay. It's not as good as iridium, but we'll take it. Better than plain or gold or gray star. So we'll collect them. There's another one. Nice. So we've got 2 of those iridium quality sardines. So awesome. We'll just keep catching, man. This is going to be good for our shipping bin for sure. And we'll check that out. We're going to just fish as long as we can. That was why I came down here, and we'll just hang out. There's another sea cucumber, and it was another iridium quality. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see how much we get for all of this. Very exciting. So we only got 3,800, but that's okay. We've made some serious purchases in year number 2. Some serious purchases. And really, the only thing that I absolutely must do before the end of fall, as far as buildings, is build another silo, which we've got the money for it. We've got the space for it. I thought, am I going to take a chance on that? And the answer was yes, I'm going to. Talking about that treasure chest. So anyway, the silo, that's the only thing. And I think it's only, I'm just guessing, it's 500 maybe. I can't remember. But I know we have enough for it. So we have to wait until Robin is finished building the shed, and then we will look at that. So we'll have, if we build that silo, then we'll have all the things that we need to make it through the winter and make it for my goal of what I wanted for this year. I think I started to talk about my plan for the playthrough for you guys, and I just want 100% completion. And there's a lot of things that make that happen. So we're going to be playing quite a few game years. My 11-year playthrough, I had not had that goal for those 11 years. I had certain things. I was finding my way through the game, really. But because now I've played and had experienced an awful lot, I have a focus of what I want to do. So I knew that I wanted those 3 sheds to be built. I know that I'm going to be building another silo based on the number of animals that I currently have, that I need a second one to be able to make sure I have enough hay for the end of the year. I know there are certain things that I wanted to accomplish by the end of this year because I know what happens on the first day of the 3rd year. So I have goals in mind for all of that. And so we'll just keep plugging along, keep playing along. Oh, my fishing tackle wore out. Oopsie. I hate it when that happens and then I'm already cast into the water. It's like, oh, I'm going to catch something not good. That happens a lot of times when you cast right there at the edge. You oftentimes get junk, although sometimes you can get really good things. It's supposed to matter how far away, but I don't know that it does. And sure enough, a gray starred fish of some kind. So let's go ahead and do this so we can cast far away. And still, our pack is not full, so we're going to keep fishing. And if we stay in the ocean area, then we're catching the same kind of fish, then we can get more fish to take home. If we change locations to like a river or something, we're going to be catching a different kind of fish, and that's going to fill our pack up more. So I'd rather stay right here, and I'm doing so well. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And 5 more bait. Oh, perfect. That takes us up to 68, so we're doing fine on our bait. So we can probably fish until time to go home with no problem. In theory. That's my plan, in theory. My plan for today, for the 4th day of fall. Oh, there was a fishing. Oh, don't miss it. There we go. There we go. So it looked like we had a pretty sedate fish that wasn't going to jump all over the place, so it was worth it to check out that fishing or the treasure chest. And a sardine and, oh, a couple of pieces of ore. We need that, so we'll put that down there. So again, I'm just kind of keeping things off of my bar that I don't care about and seeing the fish that we're catching. So doing just peachy. I'm sorry for a little bit of a rough voice today. We've got, anytime the weather changes, and our weather did change here again, it's kind of going psychotic. It affects my voice and makes me cough and stuff. So I'm sorry for that. This fish is moving around an awful lot. So whatever it is probably something more rare than the plain old things we've been catching. So, oh, look at that. A super cucumber and a gold star one at that. So those are, again, more valuable than the sea cucumbers. The super ones are more money. We like more money. So we'll take it. So again, it was a higher value, and therefore it was harder to catch. This is moving around a little bit. I'm having a hard time keeping it on there. So whatever it is, we'll take it. We'll take it home. Maybe put it in the shipping bin. Oh, stay on there. And, oh, an anchovy, an albacore. I'm sorry, an albacore. I don't know if we've caught an albacore before. We'll find out when we get home. We'll keep one if we haven't. So that was a little bit harder to catch. So cool beans and seaweed. It's like, okay, do I want to eat it or yeah, let's eat it. You can see our energy's gone down, and we'll just go ahead and eat it. There we go. It brings our energy up by 13. Just a little bit to keep us going. It's not even 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock right now. So, okay. What do we got here? When the time of day changes, it changes also the kind of fish that you can catch. And it looks like we got another albacore gold star. Awesome. So at least one of them can go in the shipping bin. Like I mentioned before, right now I'm just trying to keep one and the best quality of each fish, and then eventually we will increase that to like 5, just because I like to have more than one on hand, but we need the money more than we need to stock up. Oh, a third one. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I guess maybe albacore are only available after 8 p.m. That's the only thing I can think of. And we probably ought to eat that, sure. So awesome. We've got 3. We'll take them. More and more and more. So I'm really excited about this batch of fish that we've got and how much money we're going to get out of it. Hopefully a lot. Like I said, the only have to is to build, in the present moment, in today's thought process, is to build another silo. And, we'll keep collecting money. There's lots of other things that we will be doing. And we've got another big upgrade on the cabin, but on the farmhouse, but that's going to be quite a while because it takes quite a bit of money for that next upgrade. Oh, this is testy. No. Because that fish was moving around quite a lot, I got greedy and I want that treasure chest, so hopefully we'll still get it. That would be a bummer. Because it seemed like not a normal... an albacore, yes! And oh, look at that, a geode and a piece of coal. At this point, I thought, that's pretty good. We're running out of space. It's 9:30 at night, and let's go ahead start making our way home. And I don't like being on after dark. It's just so dark. It's hard for me to see the screen. And role-playing purposes, I like to be home around dark, but and definitely in bed by 10ish. But you know, a little after that is okay. I just can't see very good. But role-playing purposes, I like to be home. And Harvey goes to bed at 10. And I got stuck behind that post and made the mistake of looking away from my monitor for a minute. It's like, well, that was just silly. Don't stand there and not make progress. All right, now the excitement comes. Double check our fish chest to see, because I'm pretty sure we don't have any abacores. Let's see. And tilapia. Oh, look at that. So we're going to be doing some replacements of some fish, if I don't miss it. And sardine, anchovies. We've got the best of those already. Tilapia. There. All right. We increased we can sell the gold star one. And the other things, we've got our chest down below that are for I call them my non-fish, the crustaceans, even though that's not really what they are. That's what I call them. So let's check in here, and we already have a gold star super cucumber, and we've already got a bunch, and we have one of the iridium qualities. It's like, do I want to take all those out and sell them? It seems to me we need them for something in the future. Today is not the day. I guess I'll keep 5 of them. I'll sell the other ones. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff to put in our shipping bin. Look at this. Fantastic. So we don't want to sell that anchor thing. That is a artifact, and we have an artifact chest. You only get like 1 gold for selling them. I'd rather keep them. And let's put away our resources. Keep those. And I'm moving these things up so I can see them. I know which chest to go to and where to go. So it's like, okay, now I got to go to the artifact chest and put that away. And we didn't have an anchor, so that's good. And again, like I said, they're only worth 1, so there's no point. So let's see. We've got a forgeable item. We had our pale ales that had that were ready, so I think we'll continue to work on the hops again. Eventually I'm going to be doing wines, but for now I'll just use up what I got until we can get a shed and start, you know, putting kegs in the shed and start making wines and things, which really good money makers on the wines depending upon what you have. So all of that's done. Robin's working away, and we're going to hit the hay. And that's also going to be the end of our episode. Thank you for following along. I really appreciate that. If you have not subscribed, by the way, fishing level 10, and we're going to pick angler or pirate to your treasure chest doubled. And so it makes sense to me to pick the angler, which I think is what I do here. And so I started my outro and I interrupted it. Thank you for joining me along. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. It lets YouTube like me better. Plus, it lets me know that I'm doing something that other people find valuable. So thanks again. Please subscribe. And the most important thing is I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.